Conversations with myself, I wonder who been frontin'. But the money keep coming, ayy.
Brandy Buck Beats.
And my mind keep running. Conversations with myself, I wonder who been frontin'.
What's going down, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Roll One with Nick. My name is Nicholas Sheree. I'm an artist out of Central Valley, California. We're just gonna sit and roll one up and bullshit. Shoot the shit. So I've been thinking a lot lately. I've been thinking about a lot lately. Holding on to things. I know last time I was talking about procrastination and expectations and things that hold me back. So I guess this is kind of along the same lines, but this train of thought came from the fact that I was at work the other day and I was talking to my coworker and I was thinking, it's crazy the concept of how, actually I was at work and I started talking to my coworker because I had an individual tell me about how he knew a friend that was working for some dude who the business happened to be blowing up and the dude was going to become too busy, so he was basically going to promote this guy and put him on salary in order to take off and finish other ventures or start other ventures that he wanted to work on. So in my head, I'm talking to my coworker and I'm talking to this individual and I'm kind of like, damn, that's crazy how eventually you get to a point in life. Well, we're at a point in life where you're supposed to go to work, you have a career, we hope, all these ideals of what success looks like. So we hold on to those. We hold on to those ideas. And we end up in these positions as this individual. So basically this individual, what I heard was, this other guy's business is too successful, so I'm going to pay this guy a certain amount of salary a year. Like, hey bro, what is it, how much do I gotta pay you to run my company so I can take off and chase my other dreams? That's basically what I heard. Yeah, salary, high paying salary, all these things sound great, but when you're working 90 hours a week, 100 hours a week, constantly 24/7 on somebody else's dream, the pay doesn't start to add up. So then I get into this idea of, okay, why do we hold on to things that that don't really benefit us no more? Why do I hold on to things that benefit me that don't benefit me anymore? Such as cutting hair. I started cutting hair 8-9 years ago because I knew it would serve a purpose to get me out of the house, because at the time I really only sold dope or grew weed, and I had a small circle of 7-8 friends, 8 people, 9 people. Yeah, I knew a lot of people I partied with, but individuals that I really associated with and worked with or whatever at the time was very small and close-knit. And my idea of how to get money and things like that at the time, and my communication skills were just horrible, honestly. Yeah, I can talk, but I really didn't have sociable conversation at the time. Anyways, I was holding on to the idea that was the way my life was going to go, so I knew I had to get uncomfortable and start this other job, which is barbering. But now I'm in the position, and here we are 8-9 years later. It must have been 9 years that I've cutting hair, but 9 years later, and I'm still holding on to that same idea, that same notion, And so now I'm at the point where I'm seeing it as time goes by and my life passes, I'm getting older, I'm starting to see, okay, I'm still behind this chair and I'm still tied down to the fact where I have to come. There's one point, this is what I was telling my coworker. There's one point. At what point do I realize that this isn't the only place to get fucking money? It kills me inside to have to come to one place. I hold on to this idea that I need to come here, cut hair, be behind the chair, hustle, grind, do all these things to get money in this one place in the world when there's money everywhere. And that just opened a whole nother fucking door for me. Like, I mean, I've been thinking about this for the last couple of years. I guess that's why my schedule for cutting hair has gotten a lot smaller. I really try only work on it part-time. I work there part-time, but even with part-time schedule, I'm still spending 20 to 25 hours a week in the shop, which to me is way too much for my liking. Don't get me wrong, I can't knock barbering. It's really put me in a greater position in life. I love the people that I've met through it. I love the fact that I developed a lot of communication skills and being able to help people behind the chair, kind of like therapeutic wise, but the fact that I'm holding on to this one idea and this hustle has been killing me, because I feel like there's more potential in my life. I have more things that I could that I really love, that I would love to be getting paid to be doing. So really, ideas think I'm only part-time in the shop, but I'm also only part-time making music, only part-time running my side businesses. I'm only part-time doing the things that I love, you know? And just holding on to the idea that I need to keep a career and that I need to keep all this going in order for an ideal of success, you know? But that's what's crazy, is because, like, eventually you wake up one day and you realize, damn, time really passed and I haven't chased that dream. Or you wake up one day and you say, nah, fuck that, today's the day I'm gonna start chasing it. Which day is it for you, you know? I think for me, I've been waking up with that sense of I need to make shit happen a lot more quicker than, and at the same time, everything's happening at his pace, and I'm okay with that. But I feel like I just need to put more energy and focus into the things that I love, because holding on to old ideas, the worst thing you can do is hold on to the same idea or the same position and think that it's going to work. And especially if you hold on to the same things, you're going to be in the same position in 10 years. You know, I think that's my biggest fear, is being in the same position 10 years from now. You know, I don't want to look back and think that I sacrificed all my dreams because I was holding on to the idea of having to go make money in this one spot in the world, you know? So if I cut your hair and I don't end up cutting hair next year, I'm sorry, but you know, you have to give yourself room to grow. The people that I really admire are the people that walk into jobs and just say, you know what, I quit, you know? That alone takes a lot of courage. That alone takes a lot, you know? Especially for the fact where you're like, you know what, fuck this, I'm out. Like, I gotta go get my shit. Super admirable. Still trying to get there with my own career, you know? Luckily, for myself, I feel like things are starting to pan out in other areas financially with side businesses, and I sell shoes, merchandise, all these other things going on, so hopefully, but I also know that they probably would take off a lot more if I worked a full work week on these projects, you know? If I got more involved in making my content instead of filming and handing it off to someone else to edit and things like that. If I spent more time learning how to produce music and mix and master and all these things, if I put more time into these things instead of putting time into things or holding on to things that don't serve me no more, i.e. cutting hair, friendships, relationships. Over the path of the 4 years of gaining what I consider sobriety, I mean, some might not because I smoke weed, but it is what it is. But yeah, if you don't know me, if if you do know me, you know that I've struggled with my addiction since a young age. Since about 12 or 13, I've always struggled with pills or alcohol. But the last 4 years, I've been clean off of pills and alcohol. Yes, I still smoke weed, and at the same time, sometimes I feel like that maybe that's something I'm holding on to that's no longer serving me. Some days are creative, some aren't, but either way, in the last 4 years of growth, before I started on this journey, I had to understand, like, okay, you're pretty good at things you do, Nick, but like, you could probably be a lot better if you weren't holding on to these things. Because I'm taking pills to get up, I'm drinking to get down, and it was just a constant ride. So every day was recovery or getting back on it. And then as soon as I got sobriety for like a day or two, I would start drinking again with my friends because it's Friday and I'm back, you know. It's just for me, it was a vicious cycle. And I noticed that when I would drink Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Friday and Saturday, that I would be hungover Sunday and Monday. You know, getting back to normal on Tuesday, have maybe 2 good days of work, and even then I'm either probably, you know, doing something on the side or putting something in my body, and then I'm back to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I'm back at it again, you know. So I realized that I was wasting a lot of time. It was prohibiting me from getting where I wanted to go in life. So I told myself at first, I'm gonna put this down for a year. My dad always said, put it down for a year. If you don't like it, you know, pick it back up. At that point, I was way too stubborn and prideful to let it go. So here we are at 4 years. And within this growth and gaining a little bit of clarity over time, because it takes a long time. I was putting the things in my body for a long time, so I'm not going to just recover. This is called recovery, you know? But long story short, in that time, I knew I had to let go of certain relationships and certain friendships and things like that were not also serving me. So now I'm at the point where I'm kind of at a plateau, you know? You get to a point where you're like, all right, I'm already this good, but how can I get greater? How can I get better, you know? And that's by letting go of things you're holding on to. I.e. myself, holding on to old ways, old hustles, old relationships, old ways to act. You know, we form habits around these emotions and because of relationships and things that we have going on, that they become an identity. Then we hold on to that identity and these emotions and they become us, you know? And all it does is drag you down. That's all it did for me, you know, honestly. I feel like we're in a world where things pass way too quick, but yet we hold on to all the wrong things, you know? All the great things pass way too quick. And we hold on to a lot of negative or you know, negative content, negative consciousness, negative opinions, negative culture, you know? Because the truth is, humans love suffering, so we love to fucking have something to bitch about. Even if life was great in all aspects, I still think we'd have something to bitch about, so. Crazy thing is, like I said, it's our first time hearing it. The best thing you can do is just try and enjoy it. And I'm learning this. Because I've held on to things for so long. Ideas, notions, resentfulness, anger. You know, I could tell you a million things that I held on with nails, fucking claw marks in them. But learning to let go and is a lot more freeing, you know? It sounds selfish when I say that I let go of relationships and people and places and things around me that weren't benefiting me, but at some point, to recover and to heal in life and to grow, you have to get selfish. Now, I'm not saying stealing out of the purse kind of selfish or wrong selfish. I had to get selfish with myself and start choosing me at all costs, you know? So if it was a friendship, relationship, or anything like that I felt like was holding me back because of the emotions that arose with this person all the time, I had to let those things go. And a lot of people will say that I changed or that all these things that I became this way. But, you know, at some point, yes, I did. But I also only changed upon reactions or because I was holding on to something that wasn't there, you know? And the load that you're already carrying. I myself am already carrying a heavy load, you know. So I don't know why I would want to hold on to more things, as if life wasn't already tough. So I'm not. I'm trying to hold on to the past and things like that and emotions, and the reality is most of it wasn't good for me. Most of it was, you know, serves no purpose in our lives anymore. So the only really things that matter is the present, the now, and the things that fill you, you know, i.e. being passionate about something, your work, your hobbies, life in general. I don't think anybody died and was like, yeah, I'm glad I worked that much. We have to let go of these notions of like the ideas of success, and for myself, I have to let them go and be willing to take the risk to fall, because I know my character is I'm going to get back up again, you know? So I think if you're willing to take that bet on yourself, and you got to ask yourself, are you really willing to bet on yourself? Some people aren't. Today may be that day you bet on yourself. Drop a comment, let me know. I appreciate you guys' time. Thank you for everybody who has subbed. If you haven't, hit that bottom button down below. Follow me on all social media platforms. I will have new music and merch coming out. I will put a link below these videos as soon as I get the website up for the merchandise and everything. If not, you can totally go to all my social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and hit me up for some merch. Right now I got some deals, and yeah, I got you guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time.
Conversations with myself, I wonder who